Hey friends, hope you're doing well. I'm just here to give you a quick recap on some grammar stuff and on the test for Unit 1. This specifically is about the Unit 1 exam. There are 3 tests for this unit. There's the written test, there's the spoken test, and there's also the multiple choice test. I'm the one that grades the written and the spoken, but then the computer will automatically grade the Unidad Uno examen for you. So I'm here to help you as much as I can. I know that this is the one that students the most often struggle with. So here are some tips and here's an overview of the test. So check this out. Hopefully you can see that. I'll also try to take some pictures of these. So for the first 25 questions, these are about reading comprehension and vocab in context. So make sure that you go back through the chapter and you review your vocab before you take the test. And then questions 26 through 44 are about indicative versus subjunctive. So guys, that's like a good 20 questions. So you'll want to make sure that you really understand subjunctive versus indicative. And I know students in the past have gotten in and they get kind of confused. Not to worry, take a deep breath, you'll get through it. But you'll want to really make sure that you know your stuff. I'll send the link that I use that helps me to understand the difference. And like I said before, this is something that trips me up. So I think this overview should help you a lot. And then finally, the last bit of this overview of the exam questions 45 through 50 are about the ONU, the ONU, and about general relationship questions from your unit. Take a peek at this guy. Maybe pause your video there and take a look at it. So your indicative mood, there's 3 different moods in Spanish, and these are different from tenses. So the 3 moods are going to be your indicative, which is used for concrete facts and information. These things don't change. There's the subjunctive mood, which is for desires and wishes and hopes and dreams and all those sorts of things. And then there's the imperative, which is when you're giving commands. So we'll study all 3 of those throughout the semester, but we're going to start with the indicative and the subjunctive. So again, indicative is what we're going to focus on for just a second. It's concrete and it doesn't change. It's for facts and information. So not any sort of desire, not any sort of wish, not any sort of hope. It's just facts. So this is your typical stuff that you would have learned in Spanish 1, maybe reviewed in Spanish 2. So the AR is O, AS, A, amos, ais, ang. The ER is O, es, A, hemos, es, en. And then the only change in the IR ending of the verb is going to be in the nosotros and vosotros, which is imos and is. We don't really do vosotros in the Middlebury curriculum, but just so that you have it there. And then there are a couple of regulars that are in your test, so ojo, keep an eye out for these. You might want to look these up. Those are going to be hacer, so check that out, the conjugations of hacer, and divertirse, and oír, so check those out. That's indicative in a nutshell. Some other important things you'll want to know, check this one out. For reflexive verbs, make sure you conjugate both parts. So these are verbs like ducharse or lavarse or, ojo here, this is for the test, divertirse. So they've got 2 parts, the divertir, and then they've got the se at the end. So you take both of them apart and you switch them around because the infinitive has them pushed together. So for example, with divertirse, it's going to be me divierto or ellos se divierten. And then another important thing to know, if a question, just a reminder, if the question is in the ustedes form, like ustedes van al concierto, are you all going to the concert? You're going to respond back in the nosotros form. Sí, nosotros vamos al concierto. And then if a question, same idea. If the question's in the tú form, like I'm asking it to you, you're going to respond back in the yo form. So for example, ¿te gusta el chocolate? You're going to respond back, sí, me gusta el chocolate, or no, no me gusta el chocolate. Yeah, jumping into subjunctive mode. Here's what you got. Hopefully that helps. Things that are possible but not certain. So these fall into the weirdo. Maybe you studied this in past years. Weirdo, it's an acronym, so the W stands for wishes, emotions is the E, I's and personal expressions, recommendations is the R, D is the doubt, and O is ojalá. So there's just the one for the last one for ojalá. So just an example, these are called triggers. So anytime you see these things, you know for sure that you're going to use subjunctive after the K. So for example, with wishes, quiero que, or espero que is another really common one. Emotions, lamentar. For example, lamento que haya fallecido su abuelo. I'm lamenting the fact that your grandpa has died. In personal expressions, es importante que, esencial que, things like that. Recommendations, like recomiendo que, you're expressing a recommendation on someone else. Doubt is going to be like duro que, and then the O is going to be that ojalá que. Subjunctive always uses the K after it. So the first verb is in the indicative. For example, quiero, that's in the indicative. I want you to, right? But in Spanish, it's going to be I want that, and then you're going to have a different person, a different pronoun. For example, your mom might say, I want you to clean your room. Quiero que. And then after that K, the verb has to change from limpias to limpias. You change it to the opposite, so it becomes limpies tu cuarto. So this is where we go back to these original conjugations, if you remember these from the indicative. And when I was in your shoes, when I was in Spanish 3 and Spanish 4, my teacher was super awesome and gave us a little jingle, is what she called it. So she would say, whenever you're conjugating for the subjunctive, you go to the yo form, you take off the O, and you add the opposite ending. Go to the yo, take off the O, and add the opposite ending. So for example, like limpio, quiero que limpies, right? So the yo form is yo limpio. You take off the O, and you add the opposite ending. So the opposite ending of the AS for the tu, AS, is going to be ES. And so it becomes limpies. Hopefully that makes sense. If you've got more questions, check out the website that I'm going to send you from Spanish Dict. And then that, my friends, is basically all I have. Make sure you're really careful with subjunctive, but it's really not that hard. Keep an eye out, study up on those triggers. And subjunctives, I had a friend once that said, subjunctive's really your friend. You don't want to like throw it in there unnecessarily, but usually if you use it well when you know you should use it, you're going to be fine. So hit me up with any questions you have. I'll be at school tomorrow morning, but I will be around to answer questions tomorrow night, and keep me posted if you need to Zoom and study up. So good luck on your test, and I'm here for you when you need me. Ciao.